Hi dear student, this is Sanal from Healbodhi classes. Welcome back to AS Level CAE 9702 series. In the previous sessions, we have discussed about the uncertainty calculation, the practice question structure and MCQ, everything we have done. I hope you guys practice those questions. In today's video, I am going to explain the concept of principle of homogeneity. It is a very important topic in physical quantities and measurement, right? So the concept is, if you consider an equation, so any equation in physics, say you consider S is equal to ut plus half at squared. You know this equation, right? In an equation, every term will have the same unit. That means, what is this equation? This is displacement, right? This displacement, what is the unit? Meter. And u is the initial velocity. What is the unit? Meter per second. Time into second. When you check this term, will also have the same unit, meter. Here, acceleration, meter per second square, multiplied by time, second square. When you check, this is also having same unit, right? So you can see that each and every term in that equation will have the same unit. This is principle of homogeneity. In simple words, you can say you can add or subtract similar quantities only. That means you can add force with the force, velocity with velocity, acceleration with acceleration, but you cannot add velocity with acceleration or subtract. For addition or subtraction, you can add similar quantities only. That is the concept. You can add or subtract similar quantities only. That is simply principle of homogeneity. For you, you can remember like this, okay, in both sides of the equation, every term should have same unit. We will use this concept to solve the questions. Question means sometimes they will ask you to find out the power of a quantity. You can check the correctness of an equation which is not asked in your syllabus till now. That is one more application of principle of homogeneity. So we will focus on, mostly you will get to find out the power of a quantity, right? Those type of questions we will check. So start with one question. Question number 1. So a quantity Q is given. Q is equal to K m to the power A or V to the power B divided by T square. Okay. An equation is given. So this equation, both sides, this is a quantity, right? On the right hand side, this is an equation. Both should have same unit. This is the concept we are using to solve this question. The question unit, m is measured in kilogram, r is length measured in meter, v is velocity meter per second, time t in seconds, k doesn't have any unit. This one doesn't have any unit. Okay. So and q is in Newton. Newton, you know that. What is that quantity? Force. All right. So we will check q is force only because it is given as Newton, right? So force unit we will write, what is that? Mass time acceleration, right? Mass is in kilogram, acceleration meter per second square. So left hand side, that is the quantity. When you write the units on the right hand side, both should be equal. That is the condition. That is principle of homogeneity. You will apply that into this question and you can find it out. Okay. So right hand side, mass. Mass is measured in kilogram, kg. You will write to the power A, right? Mass to the power A. Then which one is next? R. R is the length, right? So length is measured in meter. And V is velocity, so meter per second, that you know. And it has a power B is given, divided by T square. T square means what? Time. So second to the power minus 2, right? Divided by second square. When you bring it to the numerator, it will change the sign. So second to the power minus 2. Now we can compare the quantities power on both sides. For mass, mass is measured in kg, right? So kg, when you check kg, what is the power on the left hand side? 1, which should be equal to kg. Here, what is that? Kg to the power A. From here, both should be same, right? So A equal to 1. You got it. First part. The question is to find the value of A and B. Next quantity, you check the length. For length is measured in what? Meters, right? So meter you check, meter on the left hand side, what is the power? Power 1, which is equal to, here already one m is there, multiplied by m to the power b is there, right? Here. This is multiplied with the both. So you can see that m is equal to 1 here, m to the power, this power is 1, so b plus 1, right? So both are equal means b plus 1, this power should be equal, right? B plus 1 is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 minus 1, 0. So the next answer will be b is equal to 0. If you want to check with the third one also. What is the third unit? Seconds, right? Time you check. For time, measured in seconds. On the left hand side, what is the power? S to the power minus 2, right? On the right hand side, second minus 1 into b, right? Here this b is multiplied with the minus 1, right? One more is there. What is that? Second to the power minus 2 multiplied by second to the power minus 2. So this you can write it as s minus b minus 2, right? On the left hand side, minus 2. Here power is b minus 2. Both are equal. So minus b minus 2 equal to minus 2. So minus b is equal to 0. That means b equal to 0. This is how you approach the question. Okay, this is the method to solve it. First, you will find out what is the unit on the left hand side, what is the unit on the right hand side. In this question, only two terms are there, right? If suppose one more term is there, what happened? The unit of, for example, here another term is there, and y. So the unit of this term should be equal to this term. Okay, which should be the unit of Newton here. So this is the principle. Simple concept. You can solve questions. Okay. Next question, one more question I will do. Second question. A quantity Q is given by Q is equal to K E by T to the power N. Okay. So when you check what is E is given as energy, T is time, K doesn't have any unit, it's a constant value, and the unit of Q is power. What? Okay. What is the unit of power? So Q unit you got. Now you need to find out power. Power, what is that? Work done or energy per unit time, right? Work done, what is that? Force into displacement, right? Force multiplied by displacement upon time. Force, what is the unit? Force is kilogram meter per second square. Mass time acceleration multiplied by displacement is measured in what? Meters, right? Divided by time. Time is measured in seconds, so divided by time, it will be a second to the power minus 1. Correct? Second to the power minus 1. So you got the unit of power, which is kilogram meter square second to the power minus 3. First you will find out the unit of this left hand side. Write it here. kg meter square second to the power minus 3, which should be equal to energy. Energy, what is that? If you multiply here with the time, you will get the energy, right? Force and energy, work and energy are same quantity. What is the both are having same unit, right? Joules. So that means from here, if you multiply by t means t will get cancelled. So 1 second is not there. So kilogram meter square second to the power minus 2, right? Divided by time, you will get the energy. And again divided by t to the power n, second to the power n. So I'm rewriting it kilogram meter square second to the power minus 3, which is equal to kilogram meter square second to the power minus 2 second to the power minus n. Then you will check which is the required notation. N you need to find out, right? So n is given to seconds. So for time that means second, left hand side second to the power minus 3, which is equal to second to the power minus 2 second to the power minus n. So when you combine this, what you will get? Second to the power minus 2 minus n, right? So left hand side minus 3, this value should be equal to, this power should be equal to this, right? So minus 2 minus n is equal to minus 3. So minus n is equal to minus 3 plus 2. Minus n is equal to minus 1. That means n is equal to 1, right? So that is the question. To find the value of n, n is equal to 1. So I will explain the procedure one more time. First, you need to find out the left-hand side unit, then write the units on the right-hand side, then compare the quantities power. Then power should be same, okay? One by one, according to the requirement of the question, you find out one by one. Here n only required, that is why second is given to the power n, right? That is why we consider n only. If you require more, you need to consider more quantities, okay? Then writing the equation is the key, writing the unit is the key. When you write the unit, you need to remember that equation, then write it properly and compare both sides and you can do it. Okay, one last question we will do. This question, you pause the video and do it by yourself and check whether you're getting the correct answer or not. Take your time and do it properly, okay? Then you check the solution. If you're getting it right means this concept is clear to you. If you're getting it wrong means you need more practice, okay? Practice more question. So this question, a quantity Q is given by K A V to the power N divided by T. A is the area in meter square, V is the velocity meter per second, T is the time in second, K doesn't have any unit, and the unit of Q, meter cube per second square. So it is given, right? So you don't need to find out that the unit is given. The unit instead of this, if they have given some physical quantity, you need to find out the unit. So on the left hand side, now I am writing m cube s to the power minus 2. On the right hand side, K doesn't have any unit. A, what is A? Area, meter square. V to the power n, V is velocity, meter per second to the power n, then divided by T. T divided by T means seconds, right? So I can write it as second to the power minus 1. Now we can compare. If you're comparing, okay, I'm taking S now for time. Second, what is that power on the left hand side? S to the power minus 2, which is equal to here S to the power minus n, right? When you multiply this here, minus n multiplied by S to the power minus 1. So when you check this one, this will be S to the power minus n minus 1, right? When you compare the power on both sides, left hand side and right hand side, you can see that minus 2 should be equal to minus n minus 1, right? So this you can solve for n now. Minus 2 plus 1 is equal to minus n. So it will be minus 1 is equal to minus n. So n is equal to 1. This is the answer. And you can check for other quantity also. Meter is also there for m. Meter. Left hand side meter to the power 3 will be equal to meter square is there multiplied by this n is multiplied to here also. So m to the power n. So which is equal to m to the power 2 plus n. Left hand side 3. So 3 should be equal to, this power should be equal to this power, right? 3 should be equal to 2 plus n. N is equal to 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. Again, you are getting n is equal to 1. You can compare the quantities. I hope this concept is clear to you. Practice this question. Understand the procedure. Whenever you are getting the question, you apply the same procedure. One more time, what is that procedure? Left hand side, what is the unit? Write it. Right hand side, what is the unit? Write it. Compare each quantity with the power should be same. And it's all according to this method, you won't lose mark from principle of homogeneity question. Okay. So we almost finished module 1. One more topic left, that is vectors. Okay. In the next video, I will explain about vectors, the concept of vectors and scalars. Okay. See you in the next video. This is Sanal from Hilbodhi Classes. Bye.